Good morning and a very warm welcome to this insightful and exclusive webinar hosted by Allen Global. I'm Dr. Kamaljeet Kaur, your host for the session, and it's a pleasure to have you all with us today. The session promises to empower you with expert knowledge on engineering education pathways across the US, UK, and Australia, helping you to make informed choices as you pursue your dream of becoming an engineer and study in the top notch universities of the world. Now, it's my honor to introduce you with our distinguished guest, Mr. Angad Singh Chopra, a senior country counselor at Allen Global, with years of experience and a track of record of excellence. Angad sir has mentored hundreds of students towards successful admissions into world-renowned universities such as MIT, Oxford, not to forget Ivy Leagues, and Imperial College London, and many more. Under his guidance, our students have secured outstanding scores in international test preparation or test exams like SAT, IELTS, TOEFL, Advanced Placement, UCAT, ISAT, while also achieving admissions to top tier global internships and over more than $34 million scholarships worldwide. In today's session, you'll gain a comprehensive understanding of what top US universities look for in your profile, how to build your profile with research, internships, innovation, and passion projects. You'll also get to know about scholarships and post study work opportunities. So, in this session, you will get a strategic roadmap for global admission process. So, this is your opportunity to grasp what it takes to stand out not just academically, but through innovation, research, and impact driven work. So, without further ado, I invite Angad sir to take us through the agenda and begin this exciting journey. Over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot, ma'am, for this kind introduction. So, hello everyone. A very good morning. Just could you confirm me, ma'am, if I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Perfect. Hi all, nice meeting with you. So today webinar session more or less will be more aligned towards how we could specifically. I'll speak more on your portfolio building specifically for the computer science or those who are targeting the majors that are more aligned towards the STEM major. Um, could you give me the access for screen sharing?
Just a minute, sir.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Could you just confirm, sir, once that my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Perfect, that's great. All right, so I'll just segment this whole session, guys, into certain segments. Number one, I'll be speaking more about what could be the different specific majors that you need to target specifically for the computer science. What specific research and internship things you need to target in specifically for the top comp science schools like MIT, Caltech, Georgia Tech, Stanford, and many more. And then we'll speak more about your profile building process. What could be the different aspect? What could be the passion projects that you could dive in, and specifically how you could create a more or less a stellar profile specifically for the comp science majors. All right, so let's dive into the first one. What could be the possible majors in the computer science? Now, whenever I had a word with a lot of students, I feel that you guys are more or less confused that what specific computer science major that we need to pick in for any top institute or for any top university. Now, all in all, if I say that it all depends upon your area of interest or what level of profile you have built in last 2 to 3 years of your grade 10, 11, and 12. Again, the first one stands for your AI, that is artificial intelligence, where you more or less will be learning about HCI, human computer interaction, machine learning, deep learning, Python, and all that stuff. If you're purely into the field of working in the AI, then definitely most of the unis, like the top ones, give you an option of AI, which I feel is a more a safer major in comparison to the pure computer science or BS in computer science, to be specifically. Second, again it's again is the cybersec, which all depends upon those who are more into the protecting the computer systems, network thefts, damage and all. But all in all, this cybersec, which I feel is one of the more competitive majors if you're targeting some specific schools like Georgia Tech, University of Michigan, Caltech, which I feel considered to be one of the more competitive major in comparison to the normal computer science major that you could target. Let's move on to the third one, that is game dev. Again, I feel game dev comes in more or less in a UI UX segment, where if someone is more interested into creating some 3D animations, if they're more interested into designing part, which I feel it is combination of designing as well as a combination of computer science, where some of the schools give you a game dev as a specific majors, where you combine computer science together, but more or less game dev also come as a specific major in the designing part also. So it all depends. If you are into the designing, I could say specifically in the game development part, then you could combine computer science together. Or if you're in normal game dev part, then it comes as no more or less a designing major. Let's come to the now the pure life sciences majors. Number one is that, guys, if someone you are targeting, I could say specifically life sciences, I feel so you could combine life sciences specifically with computer science. Number one is your computational biology. If you are into the biological data, or if you have more interest in bioinformatics or how things really work in biology and how we could analyze those things with computer science, then I think so you better target computational biology. That's a really good major. Some of the good schools being Carnegie Mellon, Duke, Emory. These are the some of the good schools that give you an option for combining biology and computer science together. Coming back to our last two majors is computational neuroscience. Again, if specifically someone is interested into neuroscience or wanted to study how real brain works and how we could combine EEG signals and all those stuff with the computer science or the AI aspect, then definitely computational neuroscience is also a really good major, which I feel is completely deviation from the traditional majors that everyone is targeting, that is a normal computer science path whenever you are applying for your applications. Coming back to the last one, that is one of the safest majors as per my observation, that is data science. Again, data science is specifically that kind of major where you could work it on not only, I could say, just computer science, but you could combine the specific major, whatever stream or whatever domain you're working on. Take an example, if you're more into business, finance, you're more into biology, you're more into might be physics, data science is a common major that could be applied to any of the specific majors you are targeting. And again, and in comparison to the top 10 or 15 schools, data science considered to be one of the most safer major in comparison to the just doing the computer engineering or BS in computer science. I so it makes pretty much sense. And the last one is definitely the statistics, which I feel again most of the students are not aware of how statistics comes as in the combination of, I could say, computer science. But specifically, guys, if you'll be diving into AI or if you'll be diving into data science or any of the specific majors, then your first learning path or your learning curve starts from statistics only. And I feel statistics is that kind of major where you could not analyze the data, you not only present the data, but you could combine the specific major with any other sub majors that you want to target in. So these are more or less a lump sum 7 to 8 kind of different majors which you could target in comparison to the normal traditional computer science or computer engineering path, which I feel could be more in the safer segment category, just past my suggestion. Perfect. Now let's move to the next part of this, that is the importance of research and internship. Again, this is a very specific and a generic question with everyone. What I feel, what specific research should we do specifically for the computer science major? what should be in our extracurriculars, or what should be there in a profile building part. So definitely remember these three keywords, guys. Number one is V, that stands for your volunteering. I, that stands for internship or research, and P, that stands for your passion project or your capstone project. I feel so if you're covering all these three keywords in your overall portfolio, specifically in the computer science segment, then I don't think so. No one will stop you to getting into any top 10 or 20 comp science schools in any target country that you're targeting. Let's dive in more into, or I'll discuss more about how to do the research, what internship you need to target in if you are in India or from any other country, and specifically what other aspects you need to keep in mind whenever you are thinking for internship. Again, in my aspect, guys, number one thing, internship specifically will highlight, if I talk about the computer science, internship will not only highlight that you are doing some work, but it will showcase in your portfolio that you are well versed with certain technologies or certain terminologies or certain tools. Take an example, I could say you are doing an internship as a Python developer or an AI developer to be precise. You learn certain skill sets. Take an example, you learn Python, you learn statistics, you learn machine learning. Problem being how you could show this authenticity in a portfolio. That's how the role of internships comes into the picture. So that's one about the its real world application of the knowledge. Definitely, second, you'll get the professional experience. That is also one of the aspect. Talking about the third one, you will make the networks. Normally in the internships, whatever you're doing, like take an example, a research internship that is working under the guidance of the professor, or any other company or industry oriented internship, you'll not only get a letter of rec from professor or the company officials, which again would be a great value add on in your portfolio. Other than that, you'll make the networks that would be helpful, might be when you enter into the college, or will act as certain research positions which will help you when you'll be might be entering into the college of your freshman or the sophomore year. So that's bit about that. Now, let me talk more about which research programs to pursue if you are targeting, I could say, computer science as a primary major, or I could say any of the majors, whether it's artificial intelligence, cybersec, computer science, because they all comes under the one roof. Let's dive in into some of the programs. So number one is, which I suggest everyone, that is Iris National Fair. So there is a specific STEM program, guys, that we call as ISEF, which happens every year in US. So if I talk about the level of Indian level of uh, this program, we call as an Iris. Iris is a national fair where you normally need to create like a project which is making an impact for a society or for a community. If you be selected in the Iris National Fair, which being conducted by a lot of sub companies, and if you get selected in the Iris National Fair, then you will get an opportunity to present your overall project in the ISF National Fair that happens in US every year. 90 plus countries participate in that. So all in all, what I mean to say, if you being the regenerant scholars, those who qualify this national fair, if I say you qualify the Irish National Fair Indian level and then you go to the ISF level, you have a very good or high chances to getting into some of the good STEM or the computer science majors in some of the good colleges. So definitely what I say, if you have certain project you're working on in the back end, might be any project that you're working on where you're making an impact for the community, I specific suggest you could target the specific national fair which happens in India, and applications are normally open just few days back itself. Second is Carnegie Mellon Pre-College CS and AS Scholars. Again, this is a specific program where you present or you go in the Carnegie Mellon campus. Even if you're in India, you could apply for that. You'll have an internship for 4 to 5 months, 4 to 5 weeks, where more or less you'll be working on any projects under the assistance of any professor guidance. Third one is SSRP Rockefeller. So Rockefeller again is a very good research institution, but if anyone of you are interested into artificial intelligence, I could say you are interested into computational biology that I speak a little bit, just few minutes back, or if you're into computational neuroscience, something like life sciences and AI thing, then I feel so you should apply SSRP. Applications normally opens in September and October around, which I feel you don't need to miss, because this research internship adds a lot of value in your overall portfolio or in your application process. Last but not the least is basically the Promise Indian edition, which happens at IISc Bangalore. It's more or less like a statistics and like statistics specifically and mathematics oriented, where you'll be working on three specific areas: computer science, statistics, and I could say mathematics, which I suggest, because normally when you'll be applying for any computer science majors, you need to have some quantitative factors in your overall portfolio which you need to showcase to the admission officers. So again, Promise is a really great program which I feel. So if you are in India, might be you have a time this summer, next summer 2026, I better say don't miss this opportunity. Again, there are dozens of programs, guys, but yeah, I'm just telling you some selective programs where you could target for 2026 or might be for 2025. All depends upon your selection and all depends upon the applications that you'll be applying in for these programs. So let's move on to the specific research approach, how to actually work on from ideation to presenting a research paper and all that stuff. But let me talk little bit about, if you're targeting computer science, what should be your trajectory or what should be your path in your overall portfolio. So number one thing is that, guys, whenever you are working on your portfolio specifically for computer science, always remember you need to show some authenticity in your portfolio. That could be showed with the help of the courses that you're going to do. So again, if you are more aligned towards AI, data science, that domain, then what I suggest, you could do certain courses. Start with statistics, start with learning Python with data science, start with learning machine learning, then start with LLMs. Once you're done with learning these courses, try to implement these courses on any project. And once you're done with the project, the whole point being, try to write a white paper or a research paper specifically for that project. Because this the paper thing shows the authenticity or a trajectory path that you start from zero and then you end up with one. So that's how the whole approach being. Normally, I'm just speaking here more about what will be the process of doing an impactful research, how you could write a research paper, and definitely how you could present that in different conferences. So number one thing, as I told you, you need to learn certain courses. As mentioned, you need to have certain baseline knowledge of certain programming languages. Might be you could start with um, might be you could start with Python, you could start with R or any of the programming languages which you feel making pretty much sense to you. But just my personal suggestion, you personally suggest with Python, because it's more easier and you could learn it in a more, I feel so, in the less time. Again, coming back to the overall research process, number one, identify the global topics. Specifically, you need to come up with a problem statement. What problem statement you need to work it on? Either it's climatic change, either it's the healthcare, or either it's the global issues, either it's the business or the finance sector, and how you could solve these global problems specifically with a toolkit or a tool set that is computer science or more or less with AI. That's now your problem being. You need to identify problem statement, see how you could work on that, and you'll easily get. I mean, you just need to create like a draft of that. What going to be a problem statement? Once that being done, your second process will be you need to conduct a comprehensive review. So take an example, your project being done, you have overall working of the project, your model is learning and everything being done. Second part is you need to find certain journals where you could actually, or databases where you actually gather which journal could be the best for my selected topics and for which journal I could publish my paper. Number one is DOAG. That is one of the famous databases. You just search it, you just Google in DOAG, you'll get a lot of database. This is a specific database, you'll get a lot of information about journals. Might be some journals are paid, some are free. Once you're done with the project, try to have a look over DOAG or either JSPOR. Basically, these are the famous databases where you could normally use to find some journals that are more aligning with your specific project that you're working in. Third is apply the toolkits that I just normally told you. Try to work on Python. Try to work on machine learning. Try to work on certain modelings for the data interpretation and the data analyzation that you'll be writing in a research paper. Once you're done with that, you have drafted your paper, everything been done. Then the whole point being, you take an example, you publish that paper, then how you could network at conferences. So there are a lot of ways you could basically present your research paper or your work in a lot of conferences, which I feel will make a great impact in your overall portfolio, because this will showcase that how much you're motivated towards your specific major. Again, there are certain conferences that I've mentioned here. TEDx is one of them. We have ACM. Then again, there are a lot of different conferences, I could say. It all depends. IEEE conducts one of these specific conferences every year. So you could just dive in. I mean, what I mean to say, your process starts from starting a project, writing a research paper, and then present in the conferences. That's the whole crux of this overall discussion. So let me move to the next part of this. I hope so that's pretty much clear whatever I'm trying to say. Um, Hope so. All right, cool. Now let's move to the next part, guys. That is more or less the pre-college programs. That is more or less, I feel, will make a lot of add-on in your profile. Not only this will give you certain additional knowledge. Like I'll give you an example. Currently, you might be at grade 11 and 12. You're from different curriculum. Might be you're learning calculus. You'll be learning might be statistics or any other specific mathematics thing. So pre-college programs are certain programs where you learn one level up as per your normal curriculum. Like take an example, if I'm talking about AI, that is artificial intelligence, I'm talking about machine learning, might be the case you're not fine-tuned with these topics. So one of the best ways that you could dive in into the pre-college programs, learn these topics, like you could learn vector calculus, you could learn artificial intelligence, you could learn data science as like these primary topics. Other than that, with this pre-college programs, you will get some credits. That is 8 to 10 credits. That will be an add-on in your portfolio. Might be when you'll be applying for your applications, or let's say when you'll be entering to the college, your overall program will be reduced just because of that. So again, there are two famous pre-college which I feel will add a lot of value in your overall portfolio. Number one is your Carnegie Mellon pre-college program that I think I speak few minutes back, which I feel it's add a lot of value. The CMU program, you get a lot of different domains in the CMU program, like AI, business, finance, and a lot of the stuff. Similar to that, we have the Columbia, that is an Ivy League program. Again, it is also pre-college program. As you could say, there is a specific fees for the Columbia one, but again, the whole point being, this fees might be waived off depending upon the scholarship that the Columbia actually grants every year. So if you are in grade 11, I could suggest for 2026, you could target two pre-college programs. One is the Carnegie Mellon, that is CMU pre-college, and the second is the Columbia pre-college. Again, there are a lot of pre-college, but these are certainly some good pre-college that will add a really good value in your portfolio. Perfect. So let's move on to the course trajectory. That what I was telling, I think, few minutes back, that there is a specific course trajectory, guys, that you need to showcase in your portfolio, and this course trajectory will showcase the admission officers that you have a specific knowledge or how motivated you are for your specific majors. So let's dive into the first one, that is statistics. Again, for any specific computer science major, I feel so you need to know how to interpret the data, how to analyze the data. For that, you need to have a handsome knowledge of statistics. There are a lot of courses on Coursera, edX, even on Udemy. You might be better try to take some certification from statistics from there. Coming back to the second one, that is Python for data science. This is the name of the course, where actually you learn certain level basics of Python, like what are different libraries in the Python, NumPy, pandas, and all that stuff, basics of Python functions and all that stuff. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that try to learn some basics to medium level of Python that will able to help you to work on certain good level of projects. So again, Python for data science is a course which I suggest once you're done with certain level of good statistics, better try to dive in into some learning of the Python, and specifically the name of the course is Python for Data Science. Once you're done with these two things, the third trajectory path is your machine learning. Again, machine learning is a subset of your statistics. If you learn something about your certain certainly I could say you learn 60-70% of statistics, the application part of that with Python is more or less the machine learning. So I better suggest first learn statistics, then try to have a certification from any of the platform, from Coursera or on edX on Python. Third, you could have like a machine learning certification. There are a lot of good certification. One is Andrew NG. You could try to dive into that. It's a really good course if you are just starting learning certain courses, how machine learning and all that stuff really work. The fourth one is your deep learning. Once you're done with your machine learning thing, then it's better you need to know how the things of analyzation of images, speech, text, sentiment analysis, all these some high level things are working out. So it's better you try to do some the fourth course, that is deep learning. Once you're done with these four courses, your next trajectory path will be you need to work on a capstone project. This project is something where you need to identify a problem statement that is more or less aligning with the portfolio, and certainly that project will showcase that you are motivated for your specific nature. That's what's the meaning of capstone or the passion project being. So more or less, whatever skill sets you have learned, let's take an example. It take next 2 to 3 months to learn all these skill sets. Try to apply all these skill sets on any project which has an application of AI, which is an application of game development if you're in that, which is an application of data science if you're into that, or if that's your motivation, or XYZ, whatever field you're more motivated into. Once you are done, guys, again with all these four processes, then comes the fifth process, that is certification, which is again a very important aspect, because your certificates are the one major aspect that will highlight in your portfolio that something is authentic. So number one, there is a specific exam for Python that is called PSEP. It has three levelings. Number one is your basic leveling, second is your medium leveling, and third is one is your advanced leveling. I better suggest, if you are done with the courses, try to give this exam called PSEP. You'll get a certification that you're a certified Python developer. That will be a really great add-on in your overall portfolio. If not PSEP, you will try to add some. You could have a certification from Azure fundamentals, like again basic, medium, and advanced. But I better suggest, I mean, as you are in grade 11 and 12, my personal suggestion being you try to target the PSEP exam, which is a pretty common. And I feel so if you mention PSEP certification in your portfolio, it will makes a lot value add on to the admission officers. So this is a core trajectory path. Now I'll speak a little bit about the passion project, which I'm speaking about a lot, which I feel is one of the major aspect of your portfolio, specifically for the computer science majors. Again, as the name suggests, passion projects means the passion of your major, how you're passionate about computer science by solving real world problems. So I have put down certain projects for you. These are certain ideas. Again, these are certain research that some of my students been working on, but I've just put down here just for your reference, so you have an idea like what is the meaning of these passion projects. So see, one project being you could work on AI for cardiac diagnosis. That means you could create like a platform where you will gather some, I could say, some EEG signals, or ECG signals to be precise, and from that you'll try to analyze that from different AI algorithms, that what are the chances of different heart disorders, like what are the chances of heart attacks, what are the chances of arrhythmia, or specifically that is more related to heart diseases. There's also just a recommendation for a second project, that is breast cancer app, where you'll actually detecting the breast cancer using different machine learning models. This is again could be an idea. Third one is like a passion project called AI Med Diagnostic, where you could create like a platform, more or less where you're detecting different diseases. I mean to say, again, if you will see why 40-50% projects are in the healthcare, reason being, healthcare always showcase an impact for the community whenever you're targeting top 5 or 10 schools, and it will showcase how you're combining community aspect with specifically using a toolkit like AI or Python to be precise. Second, again, is I'm going just little fast here because I think you could, because again, your project is going to differ a lot. This is skin cancer detection app where you'll create like a specific, you could create, gather some images, skin images. From that, you'll create a web application which will actually detect what are the chances of the skin cancer for that particular patient. If you're more into, I could say, might be like physics, astrophysics, astronomy, and artificial intelligence. There is a project, this is a research called lunar surface categorization, where you could actually analyze a lunar surface or understand the geological features of moon to be precise, with the help of certain algorithms or with the help of certain ML techniques. Next one, just again, is for finance and business. That's a CPI inflation forecasting. You could analyze again inflation trends, forecasting, economic planning, and decision making. This is also a good project where you could highlight your financial planning as well as your computer science skills to be precise. Last but not the least is like a real estate price prediction, where might be you could create a machine learning model which predicts the real estate prices. Because if you will see, this is a concerning factor in US, in India, and even in different countries. So again, these are certain projects, as per just my suggestion, I'm just telling you, might be which will act like a passion for you, and you could create some passion projects like this and add on in your overall portfolio. Um, let's come to the next part, that is vibe coding, what it is all about, how this will help you in your overall portfolio or specifically in your profile building. So vibe coding, guys, is a new, I could say, term that is in the market from past 1 or 2 months. Might be some of you are not familiar with this. Just give you an explanation what vibe coding is all about. So more or less, vibe coding is something with the projects I told you. Might be some of you will be thinking it require an extensive efforts for me to learn Python, to learn machine learning, to learn all these aspects, which is again I feel is a time consuming process. Now, just like as you guys are using chat GPT nowadays, vibe coding is more or less like that. It's more or less like a prompt engineering. You need to know how to write the prompt, and now we have a certain toolkits in the market. One of this is a Firebase Studio. It's like a full stack application app where you could just write the prompt and it will give you the code for your front end, back end, and even it will create some ML models for you, where you don't have to worry about to learning all these technologies and all that stuff. But my point being, vibe coding could be a good tool or asset just to minimize your time. But again, if you're working on a profile building, my personal suggestion being, try to learn certain skills, then try to use this vibe coding tools, that is Firebase Studio, Lovable. These are the two famous ones actually, which you could use for your projects. But my overall point being, use only this as your assistance, not like you're not learning anything. You just go there on Firebase and write a prompt and then you're saying this is a project type. This will never show authenticity in your overall portfolio, what I need to say. So that's a bit about the vibe coding. More or less, vibe coding is now a new emerging technology where you need to write the prompts. With the help of the prompts, overall code and everything will be written by the GPTs, and you need to find the bugs in that, and from that, overall your project will be created in, let's say, in 1 or 2 days, which will take, let's say, 1 or 2 months earlier. Let's come on to the next aspect, that is your hackathons. So what are the hackathons? Again, this is one of the major aspect there. So guys, number one thing, once you're done with your once you're done with the courses, you need to create a project, you need to write a research paper. Now your authenticity of your overall portfolio will be shown with the help of the hackathons. Hackathons are a real problem solving events which will actually, where you need to sit for 24 to 36 hours. They will give you a problem statement and you need to create a project on the spot. So there are a lot of hackathons that happens, what I could say, but hackathons will enhance your resume or will enhance your overall portfolio, because normally this hackathons will showcase your authenticity in an overall portfolio, that you're motivated for computer science and you're motivated to working with certain projects. Again, it's a real world problem solving, that what I was talking about. Second, the hackathon will enhance your resume. Overall, you'll be submitting resume in some of your Ivy Leagues or some of the top universities. So hackathon will be a good highlighting factor or even in a common ask. Third one is the website to find the hackathons. There is a certain website which I'm just giving it to you. Number one is DevCoach. You can get information about online and offline hackathons happening. One is hackathon.com, whatever worldwide hackathons is happening in. And the third one is Challenge Post. Again, it will give you information for whatever hackathons being happening or the online challenges will be happening nearby in your country or in the other different countries. So again, hackathons is more or less like I could say it's like an online coding competitions where you need to create like a solve a problem, whatever they'll give it to you, and then you have a different prizes and a lot of different other things will be there where you'll network with a lot of different peoples from different background. So it is a good opportunity which I feel definitely you need to take part. Coming back to next part is the cybersec. So if someone is more into the cybersecurity, this is only for those majors if you are into the cybersec and all. My personal suggestion, guys, again, your process and your involvement for the profile building remains the same. Instead of hackathons, what you could do, you could participate in some of the cybersec bug bounties. Bug bounties are that normally you need to find bugs in the different systems of different companies, and for that you will get a certificate from the company that you find the bugs in that, and they'll reward you on that specific bugs. So let's have a look what bug bounties are. Again, engage with some platforms like HackerOne and BugCrowd. These are the top platforms, guys, where you could actually get some bug bounties competitions. Which I feel if someone is into the more cybersecurity, you better try to engage with HackerOne. I did a lot of bug bounties there, in the HackerOne actually. So you could also have a look over that. Again, this bug bounties and all will help you in a lot of practical experience, will make a lot of networking. I have seen might be, in one of my students, he did some bug bounty competition and he get an opportunity actually to work on an internship with that specific company just because of finding the bug specifically that was facing by that company itself. Third is earning good rewards because definitely these bug bounties, you will earn certainly a good amounts of $5,000 to $10,000, depending upon the companies you are finding the bugs. So that is again one of the factor I could say. I'm not saying just do it, but yes, if you're more aligned towards cybersecurity, then definitely this could be a good value add-on to showcase in your portfolio that I have find some bug bounties. You have a certificate from the company. It will highlight a good thing in your overall portfolio to the admission officers. All right, so let's come on to the might be platforms, which is again could be a good value add-on I could feel in your overall portfolio. Number one is that again this is not mandatory. This is an optional thing. If you learn Python, if you learn any programming languages, what if you could master those skills with certain platforms like LeetCode? You could go there, practice some problems, let's say 50 or 100 problems, and you could show these numbers in a portfolio that I have solved 100 problems on LeetCode and Python, and now I'm a specialist in that. I learned these skills, or like you implemented functions and all that stuff. Coming back to the second one, Kaggle is specifically, guys, a platform where you could find some data sets, might be for your projects or any research that you want to work it on. But Kaggle, you will get some certifications also, like for Python, machine learning, deep learning, LLM. So whatever talk about, you will even get a certification from Kaggle. But the best part being, Kaggle have certain data science challenges. If you think that you are pretty well versed with machine learning, you're pretty much well versed with data science, I suggest you try to participate in some of the competitions where they have a really good values like 60, $70,000 as an overall prize. But my point being, if you participate in any of the data science challenges, you could mention that in your portfolio that I'm solving a problem using those challenges. So again, these are the two different, I could feel, an optional things might be in your portfolio for computer science. One could be lead code, where you could solve 100 150 problems there, and second could be Kaggle, where you could might be take some certifications and might be you could use for your projects, and third you could work on the data science challenges. Perfect. Now we are on the last stage of this overall discussion. I have speak a lot about that. I know absorbing all these things in one go is pretty difficult. But yes, once you're done with all these aspects, once you're done with your courses, once you're done with your projects, once you're done with your research papers, once you're done with these challenges, whatever discussed. Whole point being how to center these things around, or specifically how to showcase these things. If you are targeting computer science as your specific major, or more or less any major that is aligned towards computer science, I suggest try to create a portfolio website where you put all these informations. um, I think this is just an overview. I'm just giving it to you. But yeah, your portfolio website have your GitHub pages of your projects. It could have your courses, certificates. It could have your information about the technologies that you're aware of. Either it's React, either it is Python or any other thing. And fourth, it's more or less about your, I could say, the different competitions that you've taken part. So that's how normally what the whole point being, guys, whenever you submit your application, for some of the university, they will ask you to submit your portfolio website. So admission officers either will analyze the authenticity of your activities either through the portfolio website or either with the help of your resume that will be submitting there. That's why it's my personal suggestion. Try to actually create your portfolio website, might be once you're done with all the activities, and make it as attractive you can. Perfect. So, just the last thing I might be miss is the research internships that I was discussing with you. One way is that I've told you certain programs, but there is another way that is strategies for engaging with professors. Like, take an example, you want to engage with certain professors from Johns Hopkins, might be from Stanford, Imperial, Oxbridge, Cambridge, and all that. Whole point being how to approach the professors, that is the major question. So, guys, number one thing for any research internship, try to actually engage with the professor. Try to write some cold emails to them. I want, this is my portfolio. I want to do like a research under your guidance. If you do certainly like a good number of 100 mails personalized, what I feel you will definitely get a response from 15 to 20 of them. And might be from 50 20 you will get 4 or 5 interviews, and from that 2 to 3 you will definitely get a spot. So what I mean to say, try to engage with professors as much you can, whatever universities you're targeting. I'm not sure, but yes, if you think that might be you want to do some research with professor from Johns Hopkins, go to their faculty pages, try to read the profile, write a personalized mail, and then I'm very much sure if they like your profile, they will definitely revert you back. So that's some of the major, I could say, like the pointers I have written, like craft effective communication. That is a mail. Give a brief background about yourself, your interests, technologies, yeah, that you're familiar with. Specific questions, like take an example, a professor did like a research on, might be, let's take an example on finding some exoplanets and some any exoplanets. Let's take an example, and he's working on specific machine learning model. So you just read that professor research and mention that I am also working on the same project from past 1 or 2 years. I have this certain skill sets, and I could make a value addition in your lab. That's how you will definitely get a reward back, what I feel from any of the professor. And try to engage in certain conferences that I was telling, I think, few minutes back, either with your papers or either whatever research paper you have published. Reason being, conferences are a good spot for you to get like a good, like I could say, research. You could do research under any professor because you will be networking with a lot of professors. IEEE, definitely you would consider this as one of the IEEE conduct a lot of conferences. You could note it down if you want. But yes, what I suggest, try to be part of a lot of conferences. That would be a good add-on for you, to network with certain professors. Might be, you get an opportunity also, who knows, to work under that professor guidance. So that's bit about like overall thing. I feel so it was pretty much valuable for you how to work from zero and go till one, for your overall profile building, what majors you need to target in, what internships you need to do, what competitions, what programming languages might be, what projects. So that is an all in all the overview, I could say, a comprehensive guide for your application. Now I think we could start with a good Q&A session. If anyone have any specific doubt, just write, and raise your hands. Might be we could give you the access for, maybe we could give you the access then. So, guys, if you have any specific doubts, you could write in the chat box, might be, or I'll just take certain questions that are in the chat box. Sir, how about quantum computing, mathematics, and computing? Exactly, I'm not sure, but your name is not written here. But yes, quantum computing, mathematics, computing definitely is a good major. Quantum computing, specifically in bachelor's, is very difficult because normally you could target this as in a PhD or might be in a master's. But yes, you could do mathematics and computing together, and then you could do a master's specifically in certain colleges in quantum computing. But yes, make sure if you are into quantum computing, your projects also highlight in the quantum computing itself. Um, Next question is that how do we do it? I'm in nine. From where should I start now? Again, if you're in grade 9, the whole part being start learning the courses. Grade 9, start learning about certain programming languages, whatever I mentioned. Python, start with that. Start learning with certain basic level of statistics or whatever domain you're interested in. And post that in grade 10, try to apply certain projects, whatever technologies that you've learned in grade 9. Pinnock, how we could do it with a IIT JEE Advanced Prep. So certainly you could do with the JEE Advance. I know managing all the stuff with IIT prep is a bit difficult, but what I feel, Pinnock, you have a lot of your summer vacations, your winter vacations. You get an ample amount of time of 2 to 3 months. So you could invest that 2 to 3 months to be precise in all these things, whatever I'm telling you. Your grade 11, you get 3 months, implement those things in that 3 months. You'll get some winter break, implement those. I'm not saying compromise your prep, but definitely you need to work it on if you want to crack certainly a good university. I think it's better, Kawaljeet ma'am, could you give the access to these students, might be if they want to ask anything. um,
Okay, sir. So those who want to ask questions can raise their hands, so I'll unmute them. Okay, so Arkham has raised hands. So I'll just unmute. Just a minute. Uh, yeah, Arkham, I'm allowing you to talk. Yes. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, sir. Sure. Yes, sir.
Hi Arkam, how are you?
Sir, I'm very fine. Like, I listen to you every time. Your tips are very nice and helpful to me.
Is
Yes,
it?
sir.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to ask, like, I have done couple of courses from Duke University and John Hopkins University related
Uh-huh.
to computer science only. So is it
Uh-huh.
really beneficial to me? And the next question that I have is like many people like I am in touch with who went to foreign universities like Penn State and all, and they told me that I should not work much on my profile on class 10th rather than start working on it in class 11. So what should I do?
So Arkham, everyone will give you different suggestions, but my personal suggestion being grade 11 and 12, you have a more academics load. So it's better you try to work more things in grade 10 than try to do like say 20-30% in grade 11. The reason being, if you do something in grade 12, that will showcase that intentionally you're doing for profile building. Rather, you need to showcase in your profile that you're doing not for the profile building, rather you're interested for the specific major. You need to show your interest and push for the major rather than the profile building. So I suggest start in grade 10. It's a really good time. If you realize in grade 11 or grade 12, I feel just not late, but definitely your options will be limited in that case then. Make sense, Circum?
Yes, sir, but like what if I my 10 percentage will go down like I maybe.
That you need to actually manage both the things together. I know academically. So as I could tell you, like we are more aligned academically from grade 9, 10, 11, and 12, which I completely understand. But Arkham, we need to manage the time itself, like how you could manage these things and how you could manage your academics. That's what I'm telling. Your summer vacations are a very good time to utilize. Your summer vacations being going on, you could utilize this whole vacations for all these things, whatever I mentioned in past 30-40 minutes. And then might be you could utilize your fall or let's say winter vacations. So you could have, let's take an example, if you utilize the 3 months and then might be 1 month in a winter, 4 months at this, multiply that with three, you are utilizing a 1 year for your application building or let's say portfolio building.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
Okay. So now we have Shalkan, yeah, she's unmuted himself. Now we have Vedanti Gaur. So hi Vedanti, I'll unmute you. You can ask your question. Yeah.
Hello.
So
Guys, just wait for 1 second, Vedanti. Sorry, I missed that. Just want to tell you, I was discussing about.
Actually, uh, I'm a mother of Vedanti. Actually, she is in school right now.
okay.
Hi, ma'am.
My question is, she is interested in astrophysics. So,
Okay.
where she has to improve. And
Where she need to improve? That's what your
she
question
she
mean.
search one university, Stanford University, California University. Actually, I am not science student, so I have no idea. Can you help me?
So to be precise, ma'am, which grade she is in? Grade 9, 10, or 11?
Nine. She is in
Grade
ninth.
9. I see. So first of all, it's really good that she is interested into astrophysics and astronomy. I have seen a lot of students are motivated for that. But yes, number one thing that what I mentioned, I think this whole webinar was oriented for computer science. But yes,
Okay.
if she is more into astrophysics, she need to do certainly some courses which is basic level of spectroscopy, astronomy, how these basic level of I could say terminologies or things are working. Might be, post this call, you'll have a one-on-one call with me. I might be tell you what could be the best factors that she could add on for astronomy and astrophysics, because there could be a lot of things she could do. But certainly she needs to start with certain courses so that she could have a basic clarity how things are working, how these basic terminologies are working. Because I had a student, I'll tell you, she's in grade 9. She was working with certain courses with me. Problem being, when we discuss about astrophysics or astronomy, the level of physics that we need an understanding is a grade 12, or I could say bachelor's level physics.
Her favorite subject is physics only. She's
Okay,
only spending time with only one subject, physics and astronomy. So,
amazing. That's really great. So that's what I'm saying. Might be post this session, you will try to have a word with me, and then you could loop her also in that call, and then we'll have a discussion then.
after this webinar,
Yes, after this webinar.
okay, thank you. Can you
Uh,
suggest courses? She's doing two courses from Coursera, but it's relevant to space science. She's saying it's not relevant to astronomy.
it's too early for her, ma'am, to do courses on Coursera. Reason being, the Coursera courses currently on astronomy are a little bit of
Okay.
high level.
Okay.
First, she need to understand some basic terminologies. That's what I'm saying. Um, I'll might be
Her
suggest
school,
some books to her.
they are having two lectures on astronomy weekly 2 days.
Okay,
I have no idea whether she's getting that level of knowledge or not. She's reading astronomy books since third or fourth standard.
amazing. That's amazing, ma'am. That's really great. But yes, certainly certain courses on the Coursera, considering she's in grade 9, would be little bit a higher level things
High
for
level.
her.
Okay.
Yeah, because that whole topic she'll never able to understand. First, she need to have a basic understanding of certain topics. Might be I'll suggest her in one-on-one call when she'll come up with me, and then she'll able to do those courses. What I need to say.
Okay. So can you talk with her when she comes from school? Fine.
For sure, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Anytime. Guys, just one more thing I just missed. Whosoever is present in this session, Alan is conducting a hackathon also this 29th of June. I was discussing about the hackathon, and it is happening at Alan Jayanagar campus in Bangalore itself. I'm sharing the link if anyone is interested. Try to register for that, and you will get the details of the hackathon, might be over your WhatsApp chat. I'll share might be a Google form, and might be is it visible, ma'am? Just cross checking.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Perfect. Is it visible to everyone? Could you share once from your end also?
Sure, sir. I'll do that.
So if anyone is interested or they're able to travel to Bangalore, or if they're in Bangalore itself, I suggest it is a really good opportunity for you to participate in this hackathon.
Okay. So
It's better you could pin that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
fine. Perfect, cool.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
I think we could
It-
move forward with the questions.
yeah, there
You
are
could take.
other
Yeah,
students as well who are waiting. So
sure.
next we have Srishti Manchekar. And hi, Srishti, I'm unmuting you. You can ask your question.
Hello, Miss.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hello.
Sushti.
Yes, good morning, sir. I would like to ask the research programs you talked about or the website we can enroll to enhance our portfolio. So are they online? We can do it.
So, Srishti, the programs that I told you in this session that are mostly happening in India, like the IRIS is happening in India, might be the ones, let's say Carnegie Mellon, that is virtual. You could do the pre-college virtually,
Okay.
but certain like 2 to 3 programs I mentioned, you need to
Hmm.
travel to US. But definitely for the travel and all university or that, if you get selected, you will get the assistance for that.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
anytime.
So next we have, thank you, Srishti. Next we have Lovely. So I'm unmuting you, Lovely, for your question. Hi.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, you're audible.
So you mentioned like other subjects like AI, security, and stuff like that, right? Like, so how difficult is it for pure computer science for top 10? Like, do we have students who have been selected, or people usually go to the safer options?
So, Mrs. Lovely, point being pure computer science is not difficult. My point being, it all depends from, take an example. You will get into computer science, but I'll just give you a very basic example here from one of my admit. She admitted to Cornell last year. Uh, Her profile was really good. Like we worked a lot on projects, research, conferences, lot of the stuff. But when I was applying for the applications with her, I was a little bit unsure that she'll get into computer science engineering in Cornell. Like College of Engineering, Cornell is little competitive. So I applied to College of Applied Sciences in statistics, and mine
Mhm.
was in data science. And she got into Cornell for the same. What I feel if she applied to computer science engineering, it will be more competitive for her to get into Cornell for the same. So that's why I'm telling our major selection is very important for the top universities. If you apply, first of all, these are the top ones. Their acceptance are less, and if you're applying to the more less acceptance as major, then I think it's become a very, like I could say 0.1 to 0.2 percentage. I mean to say acceptance for computer science. So better for the top ones, our aim should be to get into that university. Might be the major here and there remains the same. Like take an example, if you do statistics and data science, it is same as you're doing the pure computer science. More or less courses that will be covering 70-80% going to be the same.
Got it. Got it.
So
And
yeah.
what's the SAT and SAT score for this top 10? Like, what's the expectation?
For any top 10 or computer science, you need to have a baseline score of 1500 plus. Computer science, they ask more. I mean, definitely their expectations are more, but 1500 should be a baseline score.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Next we have Khushi Gupta. So Khushi Gupta, yeah, Khushi. So you can ask your question. Hi, Khushi.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, you're
Morning,
audible.
Kushi.
Hi, sir. Sir, actually, I'm new to all this global studies, but as you mentioned about the computational neuroscience, I'm in plus one right now preparing for JEE, but in 10th class, I've made actually a project type of thing that involved EEG and BCI machines in a pen, and I've sent this to the Indian Science Department. However, it
Okay.
was not selected. But yes, I'm currently researching and working on it again. So can you recommend me anything regarding that?
I think that's pretty much fine. So, is it like is that project being done still under the process? What's the case?
Actually, I'm still researching because last year it was not selected, so I'm trying to make a detailed explanation on that project. It was just an idea, that was not really a detailed explanation.
So what I suggest, Kushi, one thing is that once this project being done, or let's say if you're in the phase of 80-90%,
Mm-hmm.
as I was discussing about the hackathons, we have some neuroscience hackathons also. uh,
Okay.
upcoming this whole year, you search certain neuroscience hackathons like St. John's Hospital in US. They're conducting a neuroscience hackathon, I think, in October.
Okay.
um, so you could take this project to that neuroscience hackathons, to be precise.
Okay.
And that could be, a good, hope for the best, you'll win that hackathon, then that will be a good add-on in your portfolio. With the help of the project, you win the hackathon, so it's like a stamp you get, if you're getting my point.
All right. All right. All right, sir. Right. Thank you.
Anytime.
Thank you, Kushi. So next we have Shrihan. So I'm allowing Shrihan to speak. Yeah, Shrihan. Hi, you can ask your question.
Hi,
Hi.
Srihan.
Hi. Sorry, my kid is currently in 12th grade and he's planning to apply for 2026 computer science. I see, like, I'm following all the things, but like, I mean, he's doing some of the courses and everything. But my point is, if I try to build my profile with all these options, like, is it right? Like, I mean, in the sense that, like, won't they see that it's all happened in last 1 year, that kind of a thing? I mean, I'm just trying to see, like, should I have, even, is it too late for my kid, or like should we have done it from last few years, and that kind of a thing I have questions about.
I mean, Mr. Srihan, now regretting is not a chance for us. But yes, whatever time we have, it better we utilize for the same. But yes, I have lot of students who accepted. They start working in the grade 12 also, and they get into some of the IVs. But the
Okay.
point being, how they're utilizing that specific months they have in their hand. So definitely, I mean to say, we can't do a lot of things in that, let's say, 7 or 8 months. But what I mean to say, it's not about the quantitatively now, it's about the qualitatively. So how qualitatively we are working in, let's say, if he's working on any project, that is a qualitative project that is making pretty much sense to his portfolio. If he's working on
Okay.
any courses, that is making sense. So options might be limited, but definitely I'm not saying from this 1 year he'll not get into. I have a lot of cases where they crack in 1 year itself.
Actually, sorry for interrupting. He is preparing for the JE advance also, sir. So
Okay.
last year he don't have any idea to go to abroad. From 1.5 month onwards, he is interested. So we will starting all his profile, everything. But how his profile has enhanced, we didn't get any idea. Are you giving any suggestion for that in
I
this
think I've
crucial
given a lot
time?
of suggestions, ma'am, in this call itself. Might be if he'll able to implement 70 or 60% of that, he'll be on the good road of getting into some of the good university. And I completely understand if you're preparing for JEE mains and advanced, which I see a lot of cases. Point
Yes.
being, he need to manage that time because there is no other key for that. Like, I mean, I know his primary destination or goal is to crack might be a good Indian college, but yes, if your targeting might be any other US universities or any other top school, then he need to work hard for the same.
Okay.
And one more question, sir. My younger one currently he is in Allen, Hyderabad, Madhapur, and he is studying ninth grade in Allen
Okay.
only.
Okay.
He is for him also we are planning from ninth grade onwards. So what are the suggestion or are there any courses in through Allen Global Institute? Because Allen Global studies are not there in Hyderabad. Recently they started Allen IIT coaching.
Uh-huh.
How can, what is the process for that? How can we approach you for my youngest?
I think, ma'am, you got like a number in your Zoom chat. If you're able to see that, there is a two helpline number in WhatsApp. Might be you'll call there, and
Okay,
they'll explain you the overall process. So don't need to worry about that. Might be if you want, I'll try to take a session with him also, and might be if you need any suggestions from my end.
okay,
Sure.
sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anytime, anytime.
Thank you, sir. And we have our numbers in the chat box. So those who want to connect with our team, they can call us anytime through
Sure.
these numbers, and they can also go to our website and
Sure.
check with us. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh,
Let's take the last one, ma'am. I think we are running out of time. Might
okay.
be.
So we have Mohana. So I'll take Mohana. Mohana, I believe. So I have unmuted you. Yes, Mohana. Yeah. Hi. You can ask your question.
Hi, Mohana. How are you?
Uh, okay.
I think some issues with our mic.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
are able to hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm Mohan's father, basically. And
Okay.
yeah, my son is getting into his 11th standard in IB board.
Uh-huh.
One question that we had is for US University for engineering, specifically the computer related field, right? Like computer science or AI or statistics in this branch. Do they need chemistry mandatory for that?
Engineering chem is not important, Mr. Mohan. If some specific majors or some specific colleges you're targeting, let's say MIT and all, they'll ask for like physics, chemistry for that, but not for all universities. They have a specific requirement. If he's targeting something courses, let's say computational biology that I mentioned, computational neuroscience I mentioned, like it's the combination of computer science and neuroscience. For that, he needs chemistry for sure.
Okay, not for the ones related to computer science,
No,
right?
but yes, might be if his mind changes, better he could take SL for chem in that case, not the HL. And for maths, physics, he could take the HL.
Got it, got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect.
Okay, so we have some more lined up, but we can.
Last, I think I could take them. Just
Okay,
one
so we'll
last.
take Sanay Parikh. So
Sure.
I'm allowing Sanay to speak. Yes, Sanay, how you can ask your question?
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Can you hear
Morning,
me?
sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. So you told us like how we can take courses for Python, statistics, etc. on some different platforms. So does the weightage of the course from platform to platform vary?
No, it doesn't. I feel, Sunny, your learning matters more. Platform never matters. If you do from Udemy, Coursera, edX, any other platform, more or less content remains the same. It won't vary. My point being, you need to showcase. You get a certificate, that's pretty much fine. And even I'll tell you the thing, what most of the students are doing these days, they're just skipping the courses, they're getting the answers, and then getting the certificate. My point being, Sunny, um, profile building is a process not just for getting the university but for your learning process also. So if you're learning, this is like a path of a learning, so it's better learn in a more proper way. So again, coming back to your question, platform never matters. Even you learn it from YouTube, some good YouTube channels being there, you could learn it from there, but you'll never get a certificate. I just telling you Coursera because you get a certificate there and you could submit that certificate on LinkedIn might be, and then you could showcase that certificate in your overall application there.
Okay, sir. And also, sir, one more thing that in case when, like, for example, I had already written a research paper, and I understand that a research paper where it's published based on like the A grade or B grade site, the value changes. So I just wanted to know, like, what's the weightage of a research paper published in IJF, like International Journal for Multidisciplinary Research?
Sunny, the problem being all the international journals or the high impact factor journals. I'm not sure what impact factor you have published your paper, but yes, for the high impact factor, considering you're in high school, it would be little difficult until unless you're not working with any professor in this case, with any lab. Like I had one of my student, they did like in CMB bioinformatics journal, that is one of the top ones in US. But this whole research was done under the supervision of one of the professor actually. So because some journals have a certain fees, I'm not sure if you know,
Yeah.
international journals have
Yeah.
like a fees of 7 8,000 or $10,000 also.
No, we
uh,
also had a fee.
yeah, yeah.
I don't remember exactly how much, but about 1 or 1.5 thousand, I think.
Exactly. So that's what I mean. You say. I don't think so. Sunny, admission office is never gonna see that you are publishing the research paper on a high impact factor journals. That would be an assessing factor when you'll be submitting your PhD applications, because that point of time professors or admission committee normally sees these things. High school they'll never see. They just want
Sir,
to be seen
I'm
published.
in 11th right now.
Oh, that's fine. That's why you're in high school. That's what I'm saying.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Sir, if we want to get in touch with you specifically later on, is it possible?
Sure. Do you have a number, I think, in the chat? If you will see
Yeah. Yes,
Zoom
sir.
chat, yes, you could call on that number and then they'll align a call with me then.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Anytime, Samir. All right. So I think we are more or less done with most of the things. Perfect. So nice connecting with you guys. I think I know you. I could see a lot of other chat questions in the chat, but definitely we are running out of time at this moment. If you have any specific questions, definitely you try to contact on the helpline number, and then we'll have might be interaction at that point of time. Then. All right. So
Thank you so much, Angit sir, for
anytime.
sharing such valuable insights into admissions abroad. And we truly appreciate your time and expertise. And I'm sure our attendees are walking away with more inspired and informed information than ever. And we hope today's discussion has provided clarity and also has inspired our students and addressed most of their pressing questions about pursuing STEM majors in the top notch universities of the world. And they have got clarity about AI, data sciences, statistics, and importance of research, internships, projects, certifications, and how to build a strong portfolio. So, as we conclude this insightful session, I would like to give a heartful thank to each one of you for your enthusiastic participation and your unwavering attention throughout the webinar. So, if you are wondering where you stand today and are looking for a deeper insight and want to get your profile done, uh, please connect with us through the numbers that are shared in the chat or in the Q&A session. Our team will provide you with the expert guidance and proper guidance outlining your strengths and areas of improvement, and of course strategic guidance so that you can stand out in this scenario and get into the top universities of the world. So we are excited to continue supporting you in your global academic journey. Until then, stay inspired and stay focused.
Sure.
Wishing
Good
you
luck, guys. Nice connecting with you. Have a great and a lovely day. Take care. Bye
yeah,
bye.
great weekend ahead. Bye bye. Thank you so much, everyone.